just briefly why I decided to hold this meeting this evening. Now, this is a huge bill. It's made up of 9 bills that had previously been on Parliament's agenda that had either died on the order paper, or actually a couple of the bills had been passed, even in a minority parliament, but hadn't gone through all the stages, didn't have royal recommendations. So I want to say from the outset that I feel that there are some parts of this bill that are very useful, that have significant value, and that my party and I have supported in the House. Now, not the case for the whole bill, and that's what makes it problematic. The other piece that concerns me a great deal is that the Prime Minister has really rushed it through Parliament, invoking what we call allocation of time, which means essentially limiting debate. And that seemed really problematic, especially when we know that this is a bill that reflects a radical change, or a substantial change, let me put it this way, in our justice system. And that, I felt that because the debate had been limited in Ottawa, in our Parliament, that there should be an opportunity for community to hear about what it was and to discuss it, and hence the reason I kindly invited local experts to speak to the bill. And I will introduce them all, and then I will invite them each in turn to come and speak. Depending on the time, we may have a little intermission, 5 or 10 minutes, and then come back for the rest of the speakers. So first of all, I'd like to introduce Robert Mulligan. Robert Mulligan practices criminal law with his son Michael. Andrew Tam and Paul Pearson, he does trials and appeals. Robert is former Crown Counsel and award-winning criminal lawyer and teaches law at UVic Law School. For several years, Robert was also a member of the faculty of the Federation of Law Societies' National Criminal Law Program. The second speaker will be Bruce Parisian. Bruce is the executive director of the Victoria Native Friendship Centre. He has 35 years experience working with government, provincial governments, Aboriginal governments, and agencies, and nonprofit organizations. And he has had over many years, I know from my years on local council, a real commitment to this community and to the community organization serving us. I would also like to invite to introduce Sybil Arts, who is out of breath and has just arrived. She's a professor, not to attract attention to the fact or anything. She is a prof at UVic in the School of Child and Youth Care, and she is the author of 3 books and many publications that focus on her collaborative research projects, for which she's received numerous awards. And she's currently engaged in a social sciences and humanities research council project on it, and I quote the title, Understanding the Costs of Violence, Improving Violence and Crime Prevention and Safety for Children and Families. Fourth speaker will be David Hoff. He has practiced law for 20 years in Calgary and the North and West Vancouver, and has worked in financial field in Toronto, Atlanta, Georgia, before returning to Victoria in 1997. But David discovered a passion, his passion for restorative justice, and soon became a volunteer at William Head Institution, where he founded the Restorative Justice Coalition. He also works part-time at Bill Mudge Residence, a halfway house for federal parolees. And I should add that two of his core beliefs are that people shape places and places shape people, and that restorative justice is all about caring, sharing, and healing as much as possible. And our final speaker is Chris Beresford. He has been a board member of the local John Howard Society for 10 years, and the John Howard Society, as many of you may know, is a national organization that provides services to people experiencing conflict with the law, including services to integrate people after they have served jail sentences, and also working with youth. I know about a valuable program that they ran for youth at risk, so to prevent people from coming into conflict with the law. And Chris has joined the board after working in the provincial correctional system for many years, and he's also been an instructor at BC's Justice Institute. So please join me in welcoming this panel this evening. And I just want to say, just at the outset, in case I don't have time to say it at the end, but how much I appreciate your giving up your evening like this to share your thoughts on this important bill. And I'm going to start by inviting Mr. Mulligan to speak to you.